Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of The Watch Collector. My name's Ollie. Now some of you will have seen another video of mine on this particular brand called Atelier Holgur, and it's no surprise I really loved what they've done in their own modern interpretation of the dive watch. In that video, I looked specifically at their launch edition, which was the black, what's determined as the first 100, and a special edition of just 8, a green fume dial, which is called the Emerald. And I've actually got both of them here. So this is the black first 100, and then the Emerald, which is limited to just 8. If you have seen that video, you'll know that I came to what I thought was actually quite surprising opinion for me. I was automatically drawn initially to the green. By the end of it, I was touching on the black. We now have a new variant for 2024. This is super hot off the press, and you are literally going to be one of the very first to watch this video and see this particular piece. But before we do, obligatory wristwatch check, and in the spirit of, let's say, quirky, different dive watches, I'm wearing an Eterna Contiki bronze, 200 meter water resistant, super luminova. I have a special place for this particular piece, and I think, as I hope many of you will agree, watches are all about what they mean to you. It's nothing to do with the price point. It's all about you wearing it and you enjoying it and connecting memories to that particular piece at a point in time. Enough about that. Let's get back to the Fromond, and specifically the new one, which is called the Silver Tide. Spoiler alert, I love it. It's my favorite. Let me tell you why. I love the brand and I love the model in its entirety. Full grade 5 titanium, contrast of sandblast with polished finishes. All the edges are beautifully beveled. We've got a bezel that looks like it's plastic or looks like it's stainless steel. It's not. It's grade 5 titanium, also black DLC coated. No attention or piece of detail has not gone unnoticed in creating these watches. But of course, the star of the show here is the silver fume dial. As I mentioned, it's called Silver Tide. What I love about this is, for me, it has a real harmony and flow from the strap, which is made out of, all the straps in fact, are made out of recycled plastic from the seas. This is a company that takes its responsibilities very seriously and wants to do what little it can to try and help improve the environment, whilst also making some pretty cool watches and selling them in the process. But I really like the idea and the way that this flows, the fact that it goes from the black to the sand blasted and polished grade 5 titanium into the dial. As I said, the first thing that struck me was the harmony of the model. It's 300 meters water resistant, and what's more impressive about that is, because let's face it, there are plenty of dive watches out there that are 300 meter water resistant, is the fact that you have a sapphire crystal case back. And it's absolutely worth it. It's one of the key differentials for this brand and this model, because it is incredibly rare to find that contrast of haute horology that you can actually see within a dive watch. The movement is made by Etienne. It's their ASE 200 movement. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour and has an 86-hour power reserve. So this is billed as a utilitarian watch. It doesn't look so much utilitarian watch. This would 100% go as a sports watch. It can also be quite an interesting piece, I'd say, if you're having a business meeting. It has that ability to blend in, and especially in this particular format with the Silver Tide. This is also a 1 of 8. I'm just checking, they are individually numbered. Now some brands will try and get away with just saying 1 of 8. This one actually has the number on it, so you can be sure that that is the provenance. The movement, as I've mentioned, is Etienne. They're one of the leaders in making horology movements. I love it. The depth on this and the finishing is absolutely top class. I've mentioned the strap. It has leather on the underside. and is made out of recycled plastic on the top. And of course you have a very, very nice grade 5 titanium pin buckle to secure it. So let's throw it on the wrist and see how it wears. So this is a brand new strap. I'm not going to break it by pushing the pin buckle in. What you're going to realize by this watch is just how secure it feels when it is on your wrist. I know that I haven't done it up, but I have tried them in the past and I almost couldn't get it off. It's that secure. If you are going to use this piece as it's intended, which effectively as an action watch, you do not have to worry about this being lost off your wrist. It is absolutely secure. On it really has an ability to let's say meld into your wrist. Even though as a diameter you think actually it could be a bit bulky, and the way that the lugs at first impression overhang actually does a really fantastic job of having a presence, but in a quiet, subtle way. I think it's the contrast not only of the finishing of the grade 5 titanium, but also with the black DLC coating on the bezel, which is incredibly tactile, and obviously that's utilitarian. If you are using it in your diving escapades, you need the ability to be able to feel the grooves to measure your time underwater accurately. This has that. What it also has is printed 3D superluminova lume, not only on the dial, but also as part of the bezel. Overall, I've mentioned it before, I'm saying it again, there aren't that many brands out there that have taken the concept of the dive watch and imprinted their own personality. My view is that Atelier Holgur have done just that, and they've done it in just 3 years. So absolutely my hat goes off to them. I think they've done a superb job. Now, these watches come at a price point. You are talking about autorology movement and finishing with a very difficult material. The one of 100 comes in at 9,850 Swiss francs plus taxes, and the limited editions, I said, of 8 each come in at 11,500 Swiss francs plus taxes. Contrast that to some of the other larger brands, shall we say, they will remain nameless, that will normally spring to mind when you're talking about dive watches. Think of the idiosyncratic nature of these compared to the more universal nature of those, and I suggest you might come to one conclusion. That's the Atelier Holgur Fromond model lineup. It's something that you should definitely check out. Please do. For now, that's enough from me. We'll see you next time.